Welcome back to Southpaw Diecast. I'm Scott. Today we got something a little bit different. We have a Hot Wheels GP-2009 F1 car. And the reason why I'm going to do this car is because about a week and a half ago I came across a page on Facebook and it was called Boss Championship Racing. And they had a little promo video and they show this downhill track, and it's just got all kinds of scenery and buildings. It looks like a real racetrack. And he said they modeled it after early 2000 F1 track. So I immediately took interest to it because most of the downhills, they do like GT cars or they do hot rods, or drift cars. But I haven't seen too many that's actually just stuck with the open wheel. So when he said he was also going to do Indy cars, well, that got my interest. So I had been talking back and forth with him about the rules and whatnot. And I asked him, can we take the cars apart, not to modify them, but I'd like to paint up cars to look like the real F1 cars. That way it would really look neat on camera and in the race. And he was like, sure, we're just going to keep them stock. And I said, fine by me. So that's what we're going to do with this one. I'm thinking about, it was around 1992, somewhere in that era, I'm going to do the Ferrari F1 car. And lo and behold, I'm going to do my favorite number, which was the number 27, and I believe it was driven by Nigel Mansell. So I'm going to get this apart. We're going to get the body and the stripper and see what we're dealing with. And we're going to get on to making this Team Ferrari. So stay tuned. Okay, so I got the casting apart, and there's not much to it at all. There's no glass. They got this tiny little interior with the driver, which I'll probably detail. I can't do anything to the base. I might paint the wheels silver, and then we're going to throw the body in the citrus strip. I've already got it drilled out and tapped. So, and then we're going to see what's underneath the body and prep it for paint. Okay, it's that time again. I'm going to put the body in the citrus strip, get all this paint off. Down she goes. And we'll check back in a day or so, maybe 24 hours. I just really like it to work, do its thing to where basically you can just put it under some hot water and just rinse it off clean. No fuss, no muss. Okay, so got the body out of the citrus strip, and I'm just going over it with my Scotch-Brite wheel in preparation for the Tamiya Fine Primer. Okay, that's looking real good, so we'll be moving on. Okay, so I hit it with the Scotch-Brite wheel, and now I'm going to do a thin coat of Tamiya Fine Primer in preparation for the red paint that I'm going to paint the body. So just making sure that I'm getting all sides and not a super thick coat. That looks good. Moving on. Okay, so now we've let the Tamiya Fine Primer dry all the way, and now I'm going to hit it with the bright red paint for the Team Ferrari color of the car. And it's a gloss paint, but I'm still going to go ahead and clear coat it after I get the decals on it. So I'm just going around getting a nice even coat of red paint for the Ferrari. Now this is a spray can by Krylon, which is fine by me for a race car that's going to go downhill. I'm not going to pull out the airbrush for all this. This will be just fine for the paint. And it's looking really good. I'm really happy with this. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so I got everything done for the F1 race car, and had really fun detailing and actually decaling the helmet of the driver, which is Nigel Mansell. And then I went ahead on the chassis and I colored the rims black, which looks really cool. And then of course I got that good paint job on the body and the decals, and we're all set to put this thing together and see how it looks. So stay tuned. Okay, so here's where we started with the GP-2009 racer and its paint job. So now let's see how I did with the Team Ferrari. Okay, here she is, my 1989 Team Ferrari F1 car for the race coming up on October 9th by Boss Championship Racing. And this was really fun, and the reason why it was a little different this time, because most of the time when you do your custom Hot Wheels, you pretty much don't want to play with them. They're pretty much shelf queens. In this case, the rule states you can't change the car at all, can't do wheel swaps, can't add weight. It has to be left stock, but you can take it apart to go ahead and do a livery of a real F1 car, painted up how you see fit to do it. So this is my version of the 1989 Ferrari that was driven by Nigel Mansell. And this was the first time that I actually got a decal set that came with decals for the helmet. I thought that was really cool, and it was fun. A little bit tedious, but it was fun to decal a helmet. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, because it's always free. And hey, find you an F1 car like this and get it all decaled up, painted up, get it sent over to Boss Championship Racing by October 9th, and you guys can come race with us. So we'll see you guys next time.